Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. For those of you joining us today, I'm saying a massive welcome. Cheers to those of you joining us today. You're in the right place. Here we share every information about relocating abroad, information about training up children, especially when you are abroad, culture shock, what you should know, even if you're in the UK, US, name it, any place you are in abroad. So like I said, I'm not an expert in this field. I'm sharing this information based on the experiences I've gathered, also based on information, both based on what I've studied in the university and from my line of profession. By profession, I'm a social worker, so this is a way of giving back to my community. Okay, so today's video we are going to do the part 2 of what you should not do to your child or children when you're living abroad. Okay, some of this come as a culture shock, but I think it's relevant, especially if you don't know this, or maybe you know it, you still want to refresh yourself with some of this information. This video is for you. Okay, the first thing we'll talk about is yelling. Okay, yelling, scolding children. Yesterday I talked about not hitting, beating, smacking, and all that. Today we are going to talk about yelling. Okay, yelling is the number one. So you shouldn't yell at your child or maybe raise your voice, because it can constitute to emotional abuse. Even it can also constitute to verbal abuse. Because a child might be traumatized by your yelling or shouting. Some of them might say, oh, it's like a nightmare to me. Some of them might sleep and jerk. It can come in all sorts of abuse. Okay, the second thing is you should not say, oh, because my child did this, I'm not going to give my child food. No, you shouldn't do that. Food is a necessity. It's something you must give your child. You shouldn't withdraw food from your child because they committed something or they did something wrong. You shouldn't forcefully feed them, like all sort of maybe trying to force the food down their throat. No, you shouldn't do that. That is wrong. That is very, very wrong in my own opinion. And the third thing you shouldn't do is inappropriate punishment. Telling a child to kneel down, raise up their hands, do all sorts of punishment. That is a no. It's something you shouldn't do, whether you're living abroad or any parts of the country you might be. I think the third thing again is inappropriate words. You shouldn't call your child names stupid, nonsense, rubbish, or even go as far as saying I regret giving birth to you. You shouldn't do that because that still can constitute to emotional abuse. You shouldn't use words that can be detrimental to your child's well-being, both physical, emotional, verbal, and mentally. You shouldn't use that. Okay, and I will still repeat that you shouldn't hit your child, you shouldn't smack your child, you shouldn't use any weapons because that might constitute to physical abuse. And if your child reports, like I said, definitely the social workers are going to visit you and you're going to be answering questions. You shouldn't do that. If you think your child has done wrong, there are many ways to address that issue by talking to the child. Sit down, talk to the child and ask the child what the child could have done better and know why they do the things they do. Okay, for the sake of this video not being that very long, I'm just going to stop here, and in my next video let's talk about what you should do instead. Okay, I'll be looking forward to your comments on the comment section, and do have a lovely day. Bye.